Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Pure Faith Podcast. I am Michelle, and this is my brother and co-host, Mitchell.
Hi.
We ask that you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the notification icon to be notified when new episodes are released. So this is like deja vu.
It is kind of like deja vu.
Yeah. So if you didn't see Mitchell's post, we had technical difficulties.
Yes.
Last week. So Mitchell said that it went about 4 minutes.
About 4 minutes into it.
And then it cut out our audio.
And then it was just pictured. Even if the audio was bad, as long as there was audio, I probably would have released it, but there was no audio whatsoever.
So just when we thought we were done.
Yeah. So this is probably the first time we've re-recorded something?
Yeah. I don't think we've ever re-recorded anything.
Yeah. I mean, I released some stuff that had poor audio, like it would pick up on the computer microphone instead of our
Oh, yeah.
good microphone, but it's still...
I was like, you sent me the message, and I'm like, well, what do you want me to do about it?
There's nothing we can do about it. Just
it means we have to re-record, but like, are you wanting to do that now so we can release it, or what's your plan here?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it will be like deja vu. Well, not for them, because
not for them. This
is
all new to you.
I hope I don't yawn or fall asleep.
Me too.
Oh, shoot.
Well, this beginning will probably be different, though.
Well, yeah, it'll be different.
Although we can still talk about Zeke's cat.
Oh my gosh, yes. But Zeke did get this cat. So last week when we recorded, Mitchell was telling us about how a cat showed up at their house while Eli was outside
peeing on the back deck.
Peeing off the back deck.
No, he's actually peeing on the back
Oh my gosh. Anyhow, so the kitty cat's going in between his legs, right? While he's peeing.
Yeah, it's a young cat. It was only a few months old.
Let me tell you, I saw a picture of this kitty cat, and it's a little kitty cat. Like, it's young. It's a youngin'. So not like baby, but you like at that 1 or 2 month stage, I guess. Because I mean, it looks healthy. It looks like it's a good cat. But I didn't expect it to be this little. And you went away on your military weekend.
Yep.
So once we got done recording last week, you went home, pretty much put the kids to bed, and left. You went to Upper Sandusky.
No, I went to Port Clinton.
Port Clinton. That's right. So you went up there, and Paige is at home with Zeke, Eli, Ephraim, and the new kitty cat.
Yep.
So I get pictures of the kitty cat, which are so cute. Zeke's got this cat wrapped in a Spider-Man blanket.
Yep.
I received pictures all weekend of this cat wrapped in a Spider-Man blanket. But what got me is that they went to the lake on Saturday. The cat hitched a ride in an unknown area.
That's what I'm told.
And drove 20 miles?
15 to 20, yeah.
To the lake. And when they got there, the cat appears. And when it came home, it got to sit on Zeke's lap in the Spider-Man blanket.
All the way home.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I guess you're going to be getting a kitty cat fix. And I'm going to take it. It's not in the house.
It's not in the house. It's
in the garage.
Came in the house.
Oh, don't let that kitty cat come in the house.
But no, it doesn't stay in the house.
Yet.
Yeah. I don't foresee that happening. But I could see it spending time in the house.
Well, I mean, like I said, our cat is an indoor-outdoor cat. The only thing that I suggest is that you really, really think about it, because we do not declaw our cats.
Yeah.
Scratchy is well deserved of her name. She scratches up my furniture. That's the one thing that drives me crazy about this cat. Is that I'll look at our chair or something, you can just see this, you can see that she tries to scratch at it. So that's my only thing about it being inside, is you have to figure all that out. But as you know, I'm not a cat lover. So you know, I bear.
What I like about cats is that the fact that they're independent.
They are very independent. If you were going to get an animal and you had to choose between a cat, dog, and a reptile, I would definitely take the cat. because you don't have to do anything. You just have to make sure there's food in the bowl, water in the bowl, and there's a litter box. But cats, I mean, well, cats can be friendly, but dogs, they welcome you. Your kitty cat's not doing that.
That's
Like,
fine with me.
yeah, well,
It's not my cat
I
anyways.
know, right? So is its name Jasmine? Is it a girl?
I haven't even looked yet.
Oh my
I
gosh.
have no idea.
I told Don, I said, if it's not Jasmine, it'll be Jazz.
I like this first choice.
Mixin?
Mixin.
I was told it was Mixin and then it was Jasmine. That's what I was told. So,
Yeah. And then you ask him now what the cat's name is, and it says, how do you do?
ooh. You say that
Well,
when Paige sent me the picture of Eli, Zeke, and the cat, and then a picture of Zeke with the cat, I started singing the Toy Story song. You've got a friend in me. Paige loves Toy Story, doesn't she?
She does.
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect because this cat's gonna go everywhere with Zeke.
Probably.
Everywhere.
Yeah. It's good because it is getting him outside
Yeah.
because, I mean, not like they have a problem going outside anyways.
Right.
But now it's like he'll just go outside and just start yelling, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty!"
Oh.
And then next you know, he's walking up to the back door with his holding his cat. I'm like, okay,
Yeah. No, I personally think it's good for them to have something like
yeah,
that, that's around and cats don't like really loud noises. I mean, I know Eli's not really doing anything loud, but Zeke can. Look at this play.
I see it.
It's oh my God, don't hit me.
Revenge.
But no, I think it's good. I really do. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's there.
it's there.
Did it go on the family walk last night?
It did.
It did?
Yeah, yeah.
The
It
family walk.
ran like along with us.
It did?
Yeah,
And then it came back with you?
yeah.
That's so weird.
Like it would run, like run past us and then dart off into the side ditch.
Yeah.
And then we'd go by and then it'd come out and run past us and go into the side ditch.
Oh my goodness.
I had Zeke and Eli all worried. And we're Eli. Eli had to stop and try to get the cat. And I'm like, no, it's just let's go. It'll come. It ran this far out here. It's going to run all the way back.
Oh my gosh. So cute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you guys. A new addition to your family.
Sure.
I mean, you got chickens, you got bees, and you have a cat. Pretty soon you'll have goats. You'll have it all.
Maybe.
One day you'll have that farmer's market.
Paige will let me.
All right, so yeah, that fly was in my face, and I feel like it's all over my face. All right, so we are look, there it is. Sorry. Oh,
Don't hit the microphone. You make the sound cut out again.
I know we don't want that, do we? Okay, just so you know, my calves hurt. Wow.
Oh, so you know, I don't care. So we're on the same page. You know,
Oh, I hear that we are.
putting all the cards out on the table.
Oh, all right. So do you have your notes this time? Because I think last time you said your notes weren't the
didn't
same as my
refresh.
notes or something.
Yeah,
So
it didn't refresh.
none of you would know that, but we did have that discussion. So
But it's fine now. I
okay.
actually used this last night to
Oh, I guess
do my study and which I have to admit, I really didn't study a whole lot because we did this last week. So it's
right,
like,
we did. But you also said last week that you didn't know if you were really prepared for it because
well, I thought it turned out fine. I have no proof of it.
no. Well, I mean, you got us like our lips moving and
I can't
this and that.
read
You just
lips.
can't.
I'm not very good at reading lips.
Oh, well, I set our timer. You got 20 minutes. Let's do this.
Okay.
All right.
So I want to do the same thing. Oh, I missed it.
I know, right? It's driving me
week.
crazy.
So I'm going to read the Beatitudes, Matthew 5, 1 through 10 first.
Okay.
Since we never did a recap at the end. So we just spent all the time what did we say? 10 episodes or 10 parts or
I
11
think
parts?
so. I don't remember.
I don't know. However many parts that was. Spent all that time going over the Beatitudes. I never did a final rereading of the Beatitudes as that final ending to them.
Right.
So I'm going to read that, and then I'm going straight into Matthew 5:11 through 16. And as I start reading this, belt is going to hit me. Okay, so Matthew 5:1 through 10. Seeing the crowds, he went up on the mountain, and when he sat down, his disciples came to him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. So, I got this fly is on my nose. Oh,
It's on your head. The fly is driving me crazy. I
we
just
should do
don't
something about the
understand.
fly. It's probably the same fly that's here every week.
Oh my gosh.
Ready?
No.
Um, I'm scared.
He said I'm scared to get on your nose. It's stupid. Oh, I hate flies. I'm not supposed to hate anything,
Okay,
but I hate flies.
so we are going to cover verse 11. Blessed are you when others revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. So, blessed are you. Okay, sorry about that. We had to do some fly.
Extermination.
Sure, even though we didn't actually kill it.
But we didn't get.
We don't know where it went. It disappeared.
Okay, so
It
we're gonna
went
hurry
into
up and
hiding.
do this so that way it doesn't come back.
Okay, so we're
Blessed
doing
are you, yes.
yes, blessed are you. So this is the same Greek word used at the beginning of all the Beatitudes, which is Makarios, which is that happy, but
Yes.
it's not the feeling of happiness, it's the state of being
State.
happy,
Mm-hmm.
which we view in our modern day society. We wouldn't necessarily view that as happy, we would view it as joyful or to have joy, because joy is a state of being, and even though this means happy, it means that happy as in that state of being happy, and not the feeling of happiness. So that is why a lot of people believe that, or if you look in your Bible, verses 11 and 12 are tacked on with the Beatitudes.
Yes.
And then it's after verse 12 that you would normally have like a chapter break with a new title. And a lot it's put on there, or it's put with the Beatitudes for I believe this reason, the fact that it starts with that same
Blessed are you,
Makarios,
yeah.
blessed are you.
Mm-hmm.
But as we get into this, we will see that that's the only thing it has in common with the Beatitudes. Um, because the whole structure, we've covered this a lot whenever we're going through the Beatitudes, the fact that the Beatitudes have that two parts
Mm-hmm.
flowing,
Mm-hmm.
and they were in, what was it, third person? Yes, Beatitudes are in third person. So it wasn't targeted towards anybody.
Mhm.
It was just towards a group of people, in a general group of people, going through a certain situation or in a certain situation. And then, so there was part A that covered that, and then there was a part B that was like a future promise that went with part A.
Mhm.
Well, with verse 11, it starts out with the same Makarios, blessed are you, or
Mhm.
blessed are,
Blessed are you.
but the fact that this goes with that you,
Oh, yes, that is right.
it changes it
I
completely
see what you're
because
saying.
now it
It's
switches from third person
to yes,
to second
the
person.
second person.
So now we have somebody who this is written to,
Mhm.
which is you, which is anybody who reads this.
Yeah, you are the person that's reading it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Where with the Beatitudes, it could just be any group of person. You may not necessarily be in that group. But now it is targeting a certain people group. And also verse 11 and 12, they're more of a broader view of verse 10 of that final beatitude, that summarizing beatitude, where but in this case verse 11 is like the first part. It'd be like in all those beatitudes you had the first part plus the
Oh,
future
I see what you're
promise.
saying. Mhm.
So verse 11 would be like that group of people, but now it's you, it's a certain person, which is you, the reader, but it has three different parts in it. It's blessed are you when others revile you, and persecute you, and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely.
Mm,
So these are three
right.
different
It's not like
things.
merciful or poor
Yeah.
or I mean, you've got
Yes.
a variety of things.
This
Okay.
has a list
Mhm.
of things. Now, granted, all three of these, they are similar in regards to the fact that this is what people, and by people I mean more specifically evil,
Mm.
will do towards you or against you or at you, if you are basically living a Christian life,
Mm.
and especially if you are out sharing the gospel. So this is going to be a big topic, um, as we move on through these next several verses,
Mhm.
that there is going to be an emphasis put on the fact that we as Christians should be going out and sharing the good news of Jesus, because we are technically disciples of
Mhm.
Christ,
Mhm.
and we are to go out and make disciples of others, which would include sharing the good news of Jesus. And in doing that, you do run the risk of persecution. You run the
Yeah.
risk of being reviled. You run the
Mhm.
risk of people coming at you and basically
And we've talked about it
doing
too.
false
It's not
remarks.
really directed towards us.
No,
It's directed
no,
toward
it's
Jesus.
towards Jesus,
Yes.
which I believe we talked about that at the end of our
Well, yeah, it would have been the
last
last episode that they saw.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that they saw. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so we, even though, when you read this, it's to us, the reader, but when we get that backlash and, it's not directed towards us
Yes.
personally.
It is not about us. It is about Jesus.
Always.
Um, so yeah, so this verse 11 is kind of like this first part, which we've already kind of discussed,
Mm-hmm.
and it has these three parts. So now let's go through these three different parts of this verse 11. And the first one is revile. And the actual definition of revile is to be criticized in an abusive or angrily insulting manner. So this is like a verbal abuse,
Mm-hmm.
somebody verbally insulting you, just any sort of verbal attack towards you. And this is something that is actually directed towards you. So face to face, somebody is in front of you, just verbally attacking you.
Mm.
So this is the idea of revile,
Mm.
but it doesn't go past that verbal attack. So it is just literally a
Words.
verbal attack. It's just words.
Just words.
Spoken against you.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's not technically against you.
Right.
They're speaking against you, but they're actually focused on Jesus. They're targeting it towards Jesus. So it's not about you. And some examples of people being reviled in the Bible. Well, Jesus was reviled in the Bible. When Jesus was crucified, he was put up between two robbers. Well, when he was up on the cross, not only did the people walking by, they were reviling him, they were insulting him, saying stuff along the lines like, "Oh, you say you're the Son of God. Well, where's your God now? Have him come take you down from the cross." And I'm paraphrasing and stuff here. And then some were saying, "Oh, you say that you were going to destroy the temple and build it back up in 3 days, and you can't even get yourself off the cross." And just saying
Words
all the
spoken.
it was just words spoken against Jesus.
Right.
And even the robbers who were crucified next to him were even talking bad to him and reviling him and stuff like that. So
it's visible. It's visible in the Bible.
It's verbal attack. One other spot I want to point out is in 1 Peter 4:14, and this says, "If you are insulted for the name of Christ, you are blessed, because the Spirit of glory and of God rests upon you." So the word used here that was translated as insulted, this is the same Greek word that was also translated as reviled. So this is the same thing. If you are reviled or insulted for the name of Christ. Well, this is which I got another. I'll save that till I get to the next section. So this is basically just saying that if we are sharing Jesus and we are, again, reviled, verbally attacked, which insulted and reviled, they're synonyms. Is that the same?
It's an S. S is same. Didn't you learn anything in school?
No.
That's the only way you remember it, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think I decided I wasn't an English major.
No, I'm not an English major either.
No, we're gonna keep
Anyways. Make sure the microphone's still working. So, okay, yeah, insulted, reviled, it's the same. And it's on behalf of Christ. So, again, if we are sharing the good news of Jesus and we are verbally attacked because of that, this is saying the same thing that we seen in verse 11. 11 started with Makarios, which I didn't do the research to see if this blessed is the same blessed that Makarios is. Because there are multiple Greek words that mean blessed. So I'm not sure which Greek word this is. But it says you are blessed. Well, again, that's also what we read in verse 11. But this goes a step further because this is saying because the Spirit of glory and of God rest upon you. So not only are we blessed because people are insulting us and reviling us, but this is telling us that we will have the Holy Spirit with us. So that is something to keep in mind. And again, like we were saying before, they're not targeting us.
No.
But it would be like they're targeting the Holy Spirit that is with us.
Right. Yeah. I guess I've never been targeted by it. So, but I just wonder how I would personally react to it. Because I know that they're not saying it towards me.
Yeah.
But yet it's my belief.
It's my take it personally.
It's what I know.
I mean, I've been attacked, but I don't think it was because of my faith.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like I've been attacked also, but I don't think it's because of my faith. So I've never had anyone, I guess outside of just personal attacks like on me.
Yeah.
But then that's just me knowing that I need to pray for forgiveness. I need to learn forgiveness. I need to give forgiveness to get forgiveness. Like that's my lesson, all of that. But I've never once spoke about my faith or talked about Jesus or anything and someone attacked me about it. Like it most people just understand and they're grateful that you talk about it and it's accepting. So
Yeah.
I've never had it where it's the opposite.
I mean, I haven't really either. That was one of my biggest fears whenever we started this whole podcast was
You were gonna get attacked
we were
for
going to
it.
be attacked,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure how I was going to handle it.
Yeah.
And then like a year goes by and we never were
Yeah,
attacked.
we're on like a 2 year close to it. I was
Yeah,
thinking about this.
we're pushing
I was just thinking
years.
about that because when you asked me, it was during the football game, the Bengals Detroit game, and I was up with Elle and it was before their wedding. I mean, that's coming up on 2 years. So
Yeah, we are getting close to 2 years. We
yeah.
would have started right at the end of November because that passed December 3rd. We had our first
Oh, that is right.
2 episodes, I think, recorded. Either our first or first two recorded before Dad passed.
Yeah, and then we had to stop for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember, I mean, with you asking me and me accepting it, I never once thought about the backlash if there would be it, but I could understand where you're coming from because you're I'm just here because you asked me to. I mean, I learn a lot, but I don't prepare anything.
Yeah.
I literally just show up. So I can understand why you would be thinking that you could be attacked by all of it because it is. You're the one that's giving the message. You're the one that's giving the study.
Yeah. And
So,
that was like a fear whenever we first started.
mhm.
And now I kind of wish people would persecute us. Which I did have a little bit, which I don't think I ever told you. The one there not too long ago, we did release 2 sermons back to back.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
you
filled
did.
in for
Yes.
pastor for a
Yeah.
couple. They weren't back to back weeks, but we released them back to back. And the first one, I got a little bit of people making fun of me, which I thought was kind
Really?
of cool. Yeah,
Okay.
they're still on there. If you actually look at them, there's still some comments.
Oh, I'll need to
I
look.
did delete a couple of them because they were just like had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was to date our most popular thing we've released.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that's quite
and we had
interesting.
like a bunch of comments on it. Well, I say a bunch, but it's like 7. That's a lot for
That's
us.
7 is a good number.
It is.
It's a perfect number.
It is. I don't know if it's actually 7. I just made
Oh,
it up.
okay. If there's 7,
There may have been 7. I think I might deleted 2.
perfect. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you
That's fine.
because you're almost done anyhow.
Oh, I am.
But we had that little
Boy,
break.
I didn't even get through half the stuff we got through last week.
Oh, we had that little bit of break, remember?
Yeah,
We had a
that's a few
timeout.
minutes. So I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm at, but I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one, so that was revile. The next one is persecution, and this is the same persecution that was mentioned in verse 10. It's the same Greek word, and persecution would include being reviled. You
Mhm.
could, if you were being reviled, you could look at that as a persecution. But persecution goes further, because persecution can involve a lot more. Because even if you look at the apostles, all but one of the apostles were persecuted to the part
Mm.
of, or
Yeah.
to the point of being martyred.
Mhm.
So persecution could go all the way up to death. Um, we read a lot about apostles being thrown in jail, a lot of apostles being beaten. So that is all part of persecution, but it doesn't necessarily have to be physical abuse that you are taking. It could just be verbal abuse,
Mhm.
something along that line. But it could also be more along the economical side of it, in the fact that, because, here living in the US in this day and age, at least right now, we don't have to worry about being put in jail for talking about Jesus. We don't have
Right.
to worry about somebody just coming up and physically assaulting us for talking about Jesus. but we do have to worry about people, and it's the best way to explain it would be like the cancel culture that we're in today. If there's a group of people in the US that band together, and if they don't like what you stand for,
Mhm.
and in our case, Christian beliefs,
Mhm. Mhm.
like the big thing that just happened not that long ago was the fact that abortion
Oh yeah.
was prohibited,
Mhm.
and a lot of people, especially in that cancel culture type um, of group, if you stand up and say you're against abortion, you are pro-life, they want to cancel you and try to shut you up and attack you because of your beliefs. And so that is a possibility.
Mhm.
But I mean, they can come attack me because I got nothing.
Right.
So
I get God protect me. Well, you can come attack me.
I mean,
I'm good.
my boss is a Christian too, so
Oh,
he's not going to fire me. So
mm,
whatever.
whatever.
He'll be proud of me.
He would be.
Anyways, but yes, that is still like that's. It doesn't have to be physical abuse, physical persecution. It could be, like I said, along the lines of the cancel culture, the economical attack,
Yeah.
um, and then it could also go into what we have next, which is uttering evil against you, um, uttering all kinds of evil against you falsely.
Mm.
Um, so this could also be considered a persecution. And the difference between this and revile is that face-to-face
Yes.
verbal
Mhm.
altercation.
Yep.
This would be that lying, scheming, like
Mm.
behind your back, spreading false rumors, and this would actually fall more in line with that economical cancel culture type persecution that I
Mm.
was just talking about. And like these groups of people going behind your back and just saying lies about you to
Mhm.
try to hurt your image,
Mhm.
which I don't have an image. I mean, if I cared about my image, I wouldn't be here in dirty bibs
No.
and a pink shirt
No.
that has dirt. See, look, it's
See.
dirty.
Oh, I see it.
Mm.
This is real. This is
But you said I don't smell, so
no. I could have a cold. I don't know, but I don't smell you.
I don't smell me either.
No. I mean,
No, I'm used to it.
I smell some things, so I know I'm not too sick, but I don't smell.
So let's go ahead and finish because the one thing we have left is on my account. So we have to remember that Jesus is the one speaking here. So this is on Jesus's account.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this does tie back in with verse 10, because if we go back to verse 10, it was for righteousness' sake. So blessed are those who are persecuted
Okay.
for righteousness' sake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what is that righteousness? That is doing what is right in the eyes of God.
Mm-hmm.
And in the case of that righteousness, it was living your life according to the Beatitudes and living your life according to those Christian core values.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you are doing that, if you are living those Christian core values and you are persecuted, then you are being persecuted for righteousness because you are doing what is right in the eyes of God.
Mm.
But now Jesus flips it. And remember, this is just one verse later. And now he's saying that, if you are reviled, if you are persecuted, if you are, or people are uttering all kinds of things against you falsely, if this is done on Jesus's account for
Mm-hmm.
Jesus's sake,
Yeah.
then that is what this is about. So it's flipping that view, because whenever you're looking at it for the sake of righteousness, you can live the Christian core values and not go out in public and
Right.
start a
Right.
podcast,
Yep. Yep.
or go out on the street corner and stand on a soapbox and talk about Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You can live righteously
Mm-hmm.
without doing that, with just waking up, going to work, going to church on Sundays, and just living your life in a Christian way
Mhm.
without sharing Jesus. You can do that. But whenever we are being persecuted for the sake of Jesus, if you're just waking up and going to work
Mhm.
and not talking about Jesus and just going to church on Sunday and then not sharing Jesus after that, you're not acting as a disciple of Christ, well, then you're not doing it for the sake of Jesus. But if you are sharing Jesus, if you are talking about Jesus, if you are openly just anybody who wants to hear about Jesus,
Mhm.
start a podcast, talk about Jesus. If you do that and then you are persecuted or you are attacked, you are reviled, you are whatever, this is being done for the sake of Jesus.
Mhm.
Well, now that is a different story. So it's just they're both about Jesus,
Mhm.
but one is for sharing Jesus and one is just for living righteously. So they are different, but it is both about Jesus. So
Yeah.
everything's about Jesus.
Everything is.
And when you are, like I was saying before, verse 11 is like part 1 of this, and verse 12 is part 2. So verse 12 is going to be like that future tense, but it's going to be like the result
Oh, okay.
of
Oh,
what happens in verse 11.
yeah. Okay.
So if you are persecuted, reviled, or people are uttering false things about you for the sake of Jesus, like in verse 11, now whenever we get into verse 12, then Jesus is going to tell us what's
What
going to
he?
happen
Yeah.
because of that.
Right.
So that's what we will cover in our next episode, given our sound is still working. So
Yes, it is.
hopefully this will be a good episode.
All right. Well, we thank you for joining us. Please leave a comment on this video or go to our contact page on purefaithliving.com and send us a message. And as always, if you like what you hear, then we ask that you share this show with others so we can work together in spreading the good news of Jesus Christ. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will talk to you all again next time.
Have a blessed day, everybody.